Hello, this is another Did You Know? Did you know migraine headaches are actually solvable without drugs and medication? I want to explain what happens with migraine headaches. Where migraine headaches actually come from is actually swollen in the brain, actually from blood vessels. It can happen for one of three reasons. It's either a physical problem, it's a nutritional problem, or emotional problem. And let me explain that. Physically, if there's something going on with you physically, poor nerve supply, poor blood supply, that nerve supply and or blood supply doesn't circulate through the brain correctly. For some reason, nerves don't do their job well, or the arteries actually dilate and get so much blood engorgement to the vessels of the brain, it causes a migraine. So I'm going to give you some kind of an explanation with that. There's a thing called a cella turcica. That's where actually the pituitary actually sits in the brain. It's actually in your head. If that blood supply dilates and that cella turcica, which is a bone structure, can't be expanded because of the actually swelling of the vessel itself, it causes pressure on the pituitary, actually where it causes pressure, and also on the optic nerve. When that happens, that's why you have light sensitivity, obviously extreme pain, noises or any kind of loud sounds actually are something that actually will drive you crazy. That's the reason for that. So what we want to do in that case is take pressure off that nerve supply and get the blood supply to relax so we don't have that swelling of the blood supply. Now migraine can also come because of nutritional involvement. What I mean by that is this. If you have a thyroid, a pituitary, a kidney, or a heart vessel, all those organ systems have, for any reason, should be under stress or duress, they will actually accentuate or increase blood flow in the system. When that happens, that blood supply, again in the brain, if it gets too engorged of an artery, it causes pressure against the head as well. Again, your migraine headache comes back on again. And the last thing we see in office is actually emotional stress. What happens with that is people get under some kind of a stress and their blood pressure increases, and when that happens, the arteries of the brain swell again. They swell, they put pressure on the optic nerve again and on the pituitary as well, causing that problem again. Again, that's solvable as well. And I'll give you an example of that. A fellow had a problem in traffic. Whenever he sat in traffic for any period of time, he'd get enraged with that. When that happened, we put him into a migraine headache. Once we discovered and understood what he was doing, we had him come back and identify that stress level. We did a thing in the office, a procedure that actually changed that emotional mindset stress. And the next day when he was in traffic, it never happened again. As a matter of fact, 4 years later, he still didn't have a problem when sitting in traffic. So any one of those three aspects, physical, nutritional, and emotional, can cause migraines. Again, in our office, we do very well with that. It's a problem that's actually difficult for us to deal with once we understand what's going on here. So here's what I'm suggesting you might do. If you or somebody that you know has a problem with migraine headaches, call me. Let's talk about it. Or better yet, call and make an appointment. Let's come in and talk about it. You'll know within a couple visits, not more than 4 visits, if we're going to be able to help you or not. So at this point, if you've had enough of these, make a phone call. Look forward to helping you.